Draw attention. If you were normal height, it would be okay.
Over the regular meeting of Independent School District 695, Chisholm, Minnesota. Pam, could you do a roll call, please?
Director Karati Simon, here. Director Lappy, here. Director Raha,
Here.
Director Randa Sauter, here. Director Rice, here. Chair Casey.
Here, thank you very much. We have one special guest with us.
We'll be addressing the board with the last question.
Miss Brendan, do we get Miss Brendan in the minutes too? Moving on. Item 2, approve the agenda. I would like to make one change or two changes. Under personnel, I would like to add Katie Pearson as a 1.0 special ed teacher. I would also like to pull off the consent agenda item I and move that to administrative business under D, just because it's a resolution. With those changes, I would entertain
And you were moving it to when?
moving it to administrative business.
I'll make a motion. I'll support.
Motion by Director Lappy. Seconded by Director Randa Sauter. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 3, anybody else here for public comments? Seeing none, moving on to, we'll just skip over recognition of guests and visitors. Moving on to item 5, approving the consent agenda. So minus item I. These are the minutes of the May 11th, 2026 regular meeting. Revise the operations of secretary job description and board action to reflect secretary class 1 versus secretary class 2. Item C, approve the termination of paraprofessional Kim Mackey effective May 15th, 2026. Approve a lane change for Peyton Worley from step 5, lane F, to step 6, lane G, effective September 1, 2026. Item E, motion to hire Casey Osborne / bus driver effective June 1st, 2026. Approve of leave of absence. Item F, approve a leave of absence from Education Minnesota for Robbie Albert effective July 1, 2026. Remaining tenure as Chisholm principal. Item G, revise the leave of absence for work on August 17th. 6. Item H, approve PSEO contract between ISD 695 and Lake Superior College for 2026-2027. Approve item, which will now be item I. Approve the property and liability and workers' compensation insurance coverage for Marsh McLennan Agency for the period of July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027, and authorize payment of the contracted premium for these policies of $225,092.99, which represents a 2% decrease from fiscal year 26 rates. And item J, policy 534, school meals. It's a review and there was no changes. So, it was read and any changes made. Can I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Director Randa Sauter,
I'll support.
support by Director Crowley Simon. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 6, reports. Bring, Ms. Friend, do you have any report?
A little one, yes. A huge poll, I know, for PSEO. I know we just did registration for CIS classes and PSEO. I know a huge poll for at least the people that I know are going is that the classes are a semester and not spread out through the whole year. I know personally that's why I chose it, and I talked to a bunch of other people, and that's why they chose it. So I don't know if we can change that or if that's just how it is.
So that's why people chose PSEO over CIS.
And some other small issues, correct?
Yeah.
And we can discuss them in a later date. Activities Director, Mr. Rocky.
Hello. Just a couple of things, a busy week this week. Baseball is playing down at Wade Stadium today. They are tied 1-1 in the 5th inning right now. So if they win, they play again. So if I scoot out of here right after my report, I'll be heading that direction. Tomorrow track has their sections, so we are crossing our fingers in anticipation of state competitors coming out of that meet. The girls have a really good shot to make it. So I don't know that I'll be down there at all, but yeah, Mr. Lewis and Mr. Sarar and Stish keep me updated pretty well. So I'll post to Facebook as soon as I get word of any potential state competitors. So that's exciting. If baseball does win today, they will play again on Thursday, regardless of whether they win or lose. The second game, because they'd be in the double elimination portion at that point. So yeah, lots going on. Kickball tournaments tomorrow. Graduation, lots going on. Couple of notes for you that you'll see probably at some point, maybe, do you guys have 2 meetings in June or do you suspend it to just 1?
No, we're 2.
Okay. So maybe your second meeting in June, I'm working on tweaking the policies that we have in place with our fees and our stuff. So I'm kind of going through the language on those to look at some small tweaks in there. Also, I'll provide an update at that same meeting on Bound, just so I have to start educating people. So once I have the registration built for that, I'll actually do a video where I register someone just so people can walk, and then do that, since we're not going to accept paper registrations. Everything's going to be online starting next school year. So starting to educate the public on that. And then I see the high school league resolution made it on there. So we have that. Yeah, that's oh, and then I want to mention one more thing. So the golf, the Blue Streak Scramble is Friday, June 26th. That is also Day of Action Day here in town. And so, I certainly encourage people to do both, like I'm gonna do, and volunteer in the morning with Day of Action, and then participate in the golf scramble in the afternoon. So we pushed it as late as we could, knowing that it was a dual event that day, and I certainly don't want to push anyone away from that Day of Action. It's an important day to make sure our community is as clean as it can be and projects get done. Registering for the golf scramble, you just have to get a hold of me to get your team registered, and went out in the mail, and we'll just wait and see. But usually we get about 13 or 14 teams that typically sign up for that. It's a good event, so I'll be here a lot in June working on that stuff. So yeah, that's about all I got, unless you have questions.
I don't, but Travis, I'm gonna add to your
Miss Friend, it's her first time in pulled or hydrant, pull. And she made it to sections. So she's going on tomorrow and it's her first time doing it and she just started in the last few weeks, so.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Way to go.
Not easy.
No, and we have some really good relay teams. Watching them at track has been amazing.
7 o'clock on Friday,
Yeah,
yes.
still looking for one more chaperone. For the.
Cindy, we usually come a little bit earlier because we get flowers and everything.
Any reports by committee members? Okay, hearing none, Superintendent Pursuit. You're on the docket.
I don't have a ton to report out today. Just kind of keeping you updated on a few things as we're going through. One of the big ones that you're going to see is a resolution that's on your agenda later on in this meeting. But it's completely related to the bus garage. And so we just wanted to make sure that everybody's aware of what we're looking for here. So the resolution that you'll see on the agenda is a resolution to authorize us to apply for and accept funds from the IRRB to help in the bus garage. So what will happen is in this funding, this pot of funding, there's two different pieces. The first piece is a joint collaboration between the city of Chisholm and their public, I guess it would be public works storage more than anything. It's where they store their garbage trucks, things like that. On the same piece of property, we would put up a brand new bus garage. And that the goal is to have that as a collaboration so that in our existing building that will be on that property, there'll be a joint wash bay so they can wash their dump trucks, their garbage trucks, our school buses, things like that. And in the building that they have on the property, there'll be a joint lift where our school buses can pull right onto that mechanical lift them all the way up so we can do our maintenance on staff and send them instead of needing to send them out for servicing. Through that, we think we can save money in the utilities, in the land acquisition cost, in a joint fuel tank. There's quite a few of efficiencies that help both the school district and the city. And so if that resolution passes tonight, it will be on tomorrow's IRRR board meeting agenda already at a 9 o'clock vote. If it doesn't pass tonight, they'll pull it off of the agenda. But if it does, it'll be voted on at 9 o'clock in the morning. At the tune of about $4.4 million of money coming from the school collaboration fund. So there would be no impact to our taxpayers at all, nor would it come from the pre-existing referendum funds. This would come from a new pot of money that is available through collaboration with the city of Chisholm. So that's one thing that you see. Within that pot of money, there's an additional set amount set aside. We would actually keep our existing bus garage as well. So we'd keep that bus garage, we'd take down the existing carpentry shop. So when they do the demo of the CE, you'd see the carpentry shop go down. All of that stuff would move into the pre-existing bus garage. So for a period of 1 year, all of 3 or 4 buses would need to park outside, which is not ideal. We're well aware of that, but it's a small growing pain for a long-term gain. But what would happen is once those buses all move down there, we'd still keep the bus garage. And that's where we would have our snow removal, our lawn care removal, our carpentry shop, some additional storage that we've identified as a need. And hopefully 2 or 3 of the stalls would become existing or additional CTE auto maintenance shop space for our classrooms. So a lot going on, again, built right into that school collaboration fund with. So fingers crossed that all goes well tonight at our board meeting, tomorrow at the IRRR meeting. In addition, at the IRRR meeting tomorrow, kind of out of nowhere, we got a call today. These are the best kinds of calls to get. They called and said, hey, I just want you to know that Chisholm is on the docket tomorrow as a budget line item that if approved, which it's expected to approve with 100% approval, will get a one-time payment of another $118,240 just for next year. It's a positive to us, but to be completely transparent, it's because of a reason that negatively impacted our region. So typically tax funds are dispersed, or these funds are dispersed based on taxable tons of taconite. And so little over 25 cents a ton are taxed and then redistributed out to projects at the mines or projects in the cities or projects in the school districts. Two of our local mines, Minorca and North Shore, have closed. And so typically what happens is they have to vote each year how to use that money. Minorca's union votes. North Shore unions vote on how to use that money. Well, they closed. And so now that money's been just sitting there in this pot that nobody had the authorization to distribute. And so through a legislative act, now the IRRB can redistribute that. But like I said, I think the important thing to understand is it a great, one-time deal for us? It is, but it's a huge negative impact to a lot of our families. And so, for those of you that were impacted by that, it's really no small feat. That's a big hit to the community. So big things happening at the IRRR. It's been very interesting to watch the inner workings of how that goes and that process of how that plays out. So we'll be looking at that. In addition to that, just kind of wanted to touch base just a little bit that we did start to see our CIS numbers go up. We haven't necessarily seen our PSEO numbers go down, but I think we found maybe one of the reasons why that might be. But our CIS numbers went up a little bit. And part of that's because 10th graders are eligible to take classes in CTE. And that hasn't been previously advertised to our students. And so this year we polled every kid that was eligible for that, explained what they were eligible for, invited them or their families to ask more questions. And we signed up about 15 of them for their first PSEO class. A lot of it's like intro to healthcare, that kind of a class. And then that opens up additional CIS. And part of that mission is that if we can get them connected here to CIS courses on the campus, that we're hoping that over time they will continue to stay. And interesting, a lot of our juniors and seniors this year have said, wow, if that would have been open to me and I would have understood this, it may have changed my trajectory. So again, we're not going to see that realization right away, but we're trying to turn those pages if we can, to try to keep our leaders here on campus if we can. So that's a big one. Other than that, building moves going on this week. Huge building move from the Von Steffensrud up to here. We've got about 16 kiddos that are taking daycare from the K2 building. So I'm glad that we offered that. How'd that go today, Bev? Good. It went pretty well. They were excited to be here. They kind of wish they were able to sleep in like their friends, but they were still in good spirits. So that went very well. Most of the boxes are getting moved over. We have a few more to go, but most of the teachers, we asked them today, is there anything you're waiting on? And they all felt like, no, we had enough to keep themselves busy. So we'll just kind of keep turning that over. As far as the CE building goes, we've got one more day that we're allowed to be in there. Tomorrow's it. So the auction items will be picked up tomorrow. And then TNT construction will go in, get rid of anything else that goes in the dumpster, but effective after tomorrow at midnight, none of our staff, if you are not a contractor, you cannot step foot in that building. So if you need one more opportunity to say goodbye, tomorrow is the day that you are going to want to do that. And that includes the public because the auction is going on. If you really need to come in, the world is not going to crumble. We'll make it happen. And you can go there, but it is a construction zone. And so you just need to be very, very careful. There's a lot going on in that facility right now. But you'll start to see orange fences go up next weekend. Right after graduation, orange fences will go up all around the entire perimeter, which means the only way you'll be able to get into any of the K-12 facility is through the door by the district office or the door by the new playground. Every other door until probably the beginning of September will completely be off limits because of the demo and reconstruction that's happening in this area. So a lot going on this summer.
That will be done before isn't the
Grand opening?
grand opening?
Well, it depends how rainy of a summer you have, is what I've been told. They have about 5 to 7 rain days built in. If we have a really rainy sunny or summer, we could be in trouble. Because they're expected to be done on the 25th. If all goes well, if there's more than about 7 rain days, we could be in trouble. So, Mother Nature, please be nice.
Yeah.
So
Pam, can you email the door numbers that we can get in? And
there is no door numbers
Oh,
on either of them right now. Yeah, so they're not, because everything's getting new door numbers at the
So
same time.
yours will.
Yeah. So it's where the one that says fitness center.
Oh, okay. Or goes
and-
into the band room.
Sure.
I don't wander around that much, so.
Or this one back to you.
Most of the doors are locked.
Yeah. Where the new cafeteria, you could go in back there, or you can go in
Oh,
over
to
on this
deliver.
side. Yep.
Oh, there's a nice parking.
Yep.
Okay.
And so there's a lot going on here this summer. There's, there's Safety Town, there's camps, there's ballet camps, there's all kinds of things happening over the summer. So it is gonna be very busy. The building is able to be used. You're gonna hear quite a bit of noise. There's a lot of tuck pointing and window replacements and roofing and reconstruction and demo and paving and is the option. As of right now, we're going with probably a no. We couldn't guarantee them that it would be able to handle the professional sound that they wanted, because we said we can't stop construction. We just don't know if we can do it. So they were gonna get back to us on what they wanted to do. So,
And we're working all day again.
they don't have a specific
Oh,
date
they
yet. I should know that. I would venture to say I will know that by Friday. And we will make sure that that wrecking ball day is very, very, very public, because I know lots of people that just want to sit in a lawn chair and watch this thing happen. It's expected to be, if all goes well, it's actually expected to be sometime next week. So it'll be next week. If it's not next week and they need a little bit more time, it'll be the week after. But abatement's done, all the ballasts are out. So there's no lights in that facility anymore. Boilers are out, the water's drained, things like that. So
It'll be like when they put up Iron Man.
it's a big one.
So the windows in that facility, are they all coming out or?
The ones that can be reused are coming
Ones that are
out.
coming out, yeah.
Yep, and the ones that can't be reused, like they maybe don't fit the measurements or things like that, then those will go with the building. Earlier this spring, the board authorized that resolution and change just because it cost more money to take them out and reuse them than they were worth, because they no longer meet code. As new as they are, they still didn't meet code, because of the changes in how painting works and energy efficiency works, as we start to retrofit, so.
Did you pass on to the board the other good news out of the omnibus funding bill?
Remind me which one?
Additional 100K.
Oh, yes, thank you for bringing that up. So let me pull it up here. So what he's referring to here is, if you watched any of the news, you heard about the minerals bill, and everybody's like, what is it? It was a big deal. The Iron Range got a lot of information and a lot of money from the minerals bill, but nobody really could make sense of what all the pieces were. So as it comes down to this particular site, I've got two more things actually. That is related to the permanent school fund. And so what happens is, two pieces of this. So Mesabi Metallics, are you guys familiar with Mesabi Metallics? If they start producing taconite by the end of December, by December 31st, then we will see a payable increase in FY 27. If they don't start producing till after January, we'll see a payable in FY 28. But what he's talking about is because Mesabi Metallics isn't in our backyard, so the way taconite dollars work is you only get the taconite benefits if that is in your school area. And Mesabi Metallics is not, it's over by the Greenway School District. So our legislators and our the Costas Group, the lobbyists that work for us, really were thinking ahead and said, well, if HibTech goes down, our district could lose a ton of money. They're going up and that's really good for them, but how do we make sure that, schools like Chisholm don't end up losing money that we've relied on for decades. And so what they wrote into that bill was an annual allocation of $100,000 annually that comes back to this particular school district. Once Mesabi Metallics goes up, it is not based on tonnage at all. It's just a guaranteed allotment of money, which for the foreseeable future is a great pot of money. As inflation keeps going, it might not be as great, but as of right now, that is a great pot of money that we can count on as we start to move forward. So that will help kind of our general fund as we move forward.
It's only limited to
So
us.
limited to us and Ely,
Oh, wow.
us and Ely. So it was very specific, very, very specifically done. There's some changes on that. You'll hear me talk about this a little bit more in July and August and September and October leading up to our election, because the permanent school fund is an element that you'll see on the ballot in November. So it's not guaranteed money until our voters vote yes. So this permanent school fund has zero impact on our taxpayers. It just changes the algorithm of how money from that pot is distributed out. So we're using an algorithm right now that was created in 1871, which worked really, really well at that time. And up until the recent years, it actually worked relatively well. Now we're seeing a little bit of change, instead of using interest and dividends, using bonds, and kind of using capital gains as your algorithm. And so if that passes, we'll see some change in that, which will result in a little bit of an increase for us too. So there's some possibility there. The other thing that you're going to see on your agenda today, it's been a very fruitful last couple of weeks, is the Owens Foundation. And that's another piece that's on your agenda to determine whether you'd like to accept the funds or not. But Mr. Vaki and Mr. Casey and I went to the Owens Foundation in Hibbing and pitched a few ideas to them of different things that our school district could benefit from if we were able to be the recipient of their grant funds. And one of the things that they really bought into was the idea of increasing our workforce related to health and human services, specifically related to the health sciences area, the CNA lab, the healthcare fields, things like that. And so what they have awarded us, as long as we choose to accept it, is about $190,000. And that $190,000 is just to update science labs and bring them to the state of the art, and update the CNA lab and bring that to the state of the art. In addition to that, they gave us a $50,000 challenge grant, which says if we can find one more grant that will give $50,000, they'll give an additional $50,000. And as $100,000, they'll work on the sound and the lights upgrade for the auditorium.
Wow.
So a lot of good things going on. It's very, very busy. There's many, many moving pieces. Thank goodness I have my business manager, because he just deals with my crazy whims and figures it out and smiles and keeps going.
No.
But but yeah, things are great. So this year, what I've told a lot of people is, I'm an academic girl by nature. That's where that's where my heart is in the academic world. This year has stretched me for sure. Because I have now become the real estate capital and building construction girl. But we had to spend a lot of time this year on our buildings, which was something that needed to happen, and work on some systems. But I've been working pretty diligently with our staff, and especially our leadership. We have our plans in place that next year, we have to do some of this stuff too, but we've got to move into academics as our primary focus next year. So, be another
What does that 50,000 have to be?
There is no date.
Oh,
There is no date. So, I figured I would start talking to a few local people first. But most of the grants come live in early fall, and so we'll kind of be looking at it around that time.
Wow, exciting.
Yeah, it's good. I am out of breath.
Any other questions for the superintendent? Item 7 under personnel, we have one item. It is the tentative approval of Katie Pearson as a 1.0 special education teacher effective August 26th. 2026 contingent upon receiving a Minnesota teaching variance and a rate of pay of 49,993. I would like to entertain a motion for that.
I will.
Motion by Director Lappy, support by Director Raha. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Administrative business, item A, resolution number 26-5-26-01, authorizing Independent School District number 695 to apply for and accept funds from the IRRR School and Community Development Fund for the Shared Public Works / School Bus Garage Project.
I'll make a motion. Support.
Motion by Director Crowdy Simon, support by Director Rice. Roll call.
Director Karati Simon,
Yes.
Director Lappy,
Yes.
Director Raha,
Yes.
Director Randall,
Yes.
Director Rice,
Yes.
Chair Casey.
Yes. Motion carries unanimously. Resolution carries unanimously. Say. Item B, resolution 26-5-26-2, authorizing ISD 695 to accept up to $190,000 in future funds from the Owens Family Charitable Foundation for upgrades to the science and certified nursing labs and auditorium upgrades. Motion by Director Crowdy Simon, support by Director Raha. Sports, I should have asked for any discussion before. Any discussion? All right, Pam, roll call, please.
Director Karati Simon, Director Lappy,
Yes.
Director Raha,
Yes.
Director Randa Sauter,
Yes.
Director Rice,
Yes.
Chair Casey.
Yes, and thank the Owens Family Charitable Foundation for their generous gift. Item C is the second reading of policy 516, student medication and telehealth. This is the second reading, so there is a vote on that. Item D, resolution 26-5-26-03. This is the Minnesota State High School League resolution. Right. Entertain a motion.
All motion.
Motion by Director Raha,
Support.
support by Director Lappy. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Director Karati Simon,
Yes.
Director Lappy,
Yes.
Director Raha,
Yes.
Director Randa Sauter,
Yes.
Director Rice,
Yes.
Chair Casey.
Yes. Thank you very much. Moving on, item 9, any discussion? By board members. This past weekend, I did have several questions posed to me on bricks and the mosaic and things of that nature. Part of me just thought the possibility of saving one mosaic, taking it down, laying it in cement in the grass over there. With some sort of, I don't know what the term is.
It's like a footer.
A footer thing. Yeah, you know, it's just an idea
Real sentimental.
to keep one of them alive, maybe.
You
I
didn't
don't know
have
what
any
it
takers.
The only things to consider, I love the idea, but a couple things to consider, each one is about $12,000 to take out, which is okay. But they did say that it will delay the rest of the project by about 2 weeks. So we just need to make sure that that's a choice that we want to make.
Yeah.
It's okay if we do, it's just putting things tight. It might not be exactly 2 weeks because that was probably to do them all. You might be able to get it down to a week. But it is something that is very challenging, for them to get out. It's not super easy. So just something to consider as you're making that decision.
Come and take a picture.
At a bare minimum, maybe we could actually just have an actual photographer take a nice picture and like put it within a frame.
Frame it up.
Frame it up.
We have a
In the library right now.
Out of it already?
Yes,
Oh.
what's the gentleman's name in town? He does,
Tom Moore.
yes, he does a fantastic job of, and I have him on CD. I do.
Okay.
But, I'll ask
We get
them
them
where when
back
they're
every week.
here, what that, if they don't think it will delay the project, I can come back with more information, but last week.
Honestly, you could probably have an artist come in and copy that picture into cement. If you wanted to do that sometime or other.
It was just a thought.
No, I'm
not
not
saying-
It's a not a bad idea. I mean,
Just the delay would be helpful.
Yeah, then all of a sudden, the rainy summer, we're all like.
I agree with Director Labby. I'd be the first one. Any other discussion? Any additional information for the board at this time? Hearing none at this time, I'd entertain a motion to recess the regular meeting and go into the closed meeting for superintendent evaluation. Motion by Director Laha, support by Director Lappy.
No, me.
yes.
Brenda Sauter. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Time is 5:36.
Oh.
Thanks for coming.
Good luck tomorrow, Serenity.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck.